Yeah.
Hello, the 626 number. I'm just asking who's on.
I don't. Ed, you have your hand up. We haven't started the meeting yet. Is there something you want to discuss when we start the meeting?
Okay, no, I was just wasn't sure if we were running behind or whatnot, or if I just wasn't getting audio.
We're going to start here in a second.
No worries.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. I had some technical difficulties this morning, but I'm here now. Thank you.
Welcome.
You're good to start.
Ready? We're going to go ahead and call the CPCC meeting at 11:05 p.m. on January 8th. Yanin, can you please provide a quick overview of the meeting instructions?
Yes, we are holding this meeting in compliance with Brown Act rules relating to telephonic video conference meetings. Some of our committee members are participating via teleconference. Each teleconference location has been identified on the agenda and made available to the public. For committee members joining us via teleconference, please use the raise hand feature. And if you would like, when you would like to speak, we will call on you when in the order of the raise hands received. Sorry. For members of the public that have joined us in person and would like to provide a comment, please fill out a comment card. They are located by the entrance door and submit the card to me. We will call on you when it's your turn to speak. For members of the public that have joined us at a teleconference location or online and would like to make a comment, please notify staff present when you would like to comment. And lastly, you may provide a public comment for up to 3 minutes. This concludes our meeting instructions. Thank you.
Thank you, Yanin. I appreciate that. Today, we're going to have the wonderful council member. Are you mayor or council?
Council member.
Council member Ruth Lowe from the wonderful city of Diamond Bar lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mayor. Please rise, face the flag, hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joanna, can you please conduct a roll call?
Yes.
Chair Hepburn,
Present.
Vice Chair Reese,
Here.
Member Shevlin,
Here.
Member Lowe,
Here.
Member Moss, Member Dang,
Here.
Member Jimenez.
Here.
ACE Project Representative Sandoval,
Here.
and Member Solis.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Joanna. I want to welcome everybody. Happy New Year to all. We're starting another year. It's going to be a great year. I promise. Are there any changes to the agenda, Mr. Director Lai? Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, we do. Chair Hepburn, Vice Chair Rees, and members of the committee, there is a change to the agenda. The closed session item concerning the Sgvcog Valley Cog versus Liu is no longer needed because the settlement amount was determined to be within the executive director's limit. The staff will go ahead and provide a written statement to be maintained as part of the project record for the settlement.
Thank you, Director Lai. That's good to hear. Public comment, Yanin, are there any public comment requests?
We did receive this morning a public comment request from Sean Woods. He is on our Zoom link. Mr. Woods, would you like to provide a comment now, or would you like to wait?
Either or, it's fine. I can provide it now.
That's fine. Please.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. My name is Sean Woods. I'm the Chief of Planning with Los Angeles County Parks and Recreation. And we've been involved with the Diamond Ball Golf Course project for many years and have been in constant communication with the COG staff and have had a great working relationship. And I appreciate you bringing up this item today. I just wanted to go on the public record noting that we do have some outstanding issues at the course. We did a walkthrough last week. There's some outstanding drainage issues, and we met out there with the COG staff and as well as American Golf, which will be assuming responsibility of the course in the near future. And we'll be getting a punch list from American Golf as well as our development staff by this Friday. And so we're hoping to present that to the COG and then come to some sort of agreement and then develop a time frame for completion. The clause within the agreement as it stands right now, the maintenance of the golf course states that that the county agrees that the golf course will be substantially completed in conformance with the approved plans and specifications. And so we're just a little concerned that the language states that we'll assume full responsibility maintenance for the golf course and that the COG shall have no further maintenance obligations. At the very least, we'd like to have that clause amended to reflect that there are some outstanding issues which will be addressed. Or we've actually also spoken with COG counsel, and they said that there also could be a letter agreement that would state that as well. Either or, we would just like to make sure we go on the record voicing those concerns today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Mr.
Any other?
Chair? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, based on that comment from Parks and Recs, I just wanted to follow up and ask our COG staff then if we can begin this process of amending whatever agreement we have so that we have our substantial list of completed projects on that site done so that we can make this transition easier and we're all on the same page. Is that possible?
I think Supervisor Solis, I think that our director Lai is going to discuss that as we have warranties on anything that's been implemented at the Diamond Bar Golf Course. We had a little discussion here, and I would let him take that and discuss that with you guys. But I think it's warranty issues which I think are in place. But what we'll do is we'll close public comment and we'll let Director Lai, if there's any other public comment, let Director Lai respond to that if you don't mind, Supervisor Solis.
Fine, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to wait till the item comes up, or do you want?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it was raised, so all I'm saying is if we kind of know what it is, but that's fine. We can hold it for the official item. That's fine.
We can hold it to the official item.
Let's
Thank
wait.
you.
Let's wait till we come through. Okay, we'll be back to that and revisit it when the item comes up, Supervisor. Do we have any other public comment?
That was all.
That was all. With that, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar and items 4 through 5?
So moved.
Second,
Thank you, Supervisor Solis. That was Becky Shevlin first and Supervisor Solis second. Joanna, can you please conduct a roll call?
Yes. Chair Hepburn,
Yes.
Vice Chair Reese,
Yes.
Member Shevlin,
Yes.
Member Lowe,
Yes.
Member Moss, Member Dang,
Yes.
Member Jimenez,
Yes.
Member Sandoval,
Yes.
Member Solis.
yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Yeah, action items. Yanine, do we have any public comment requests on any of the action items?
Earlier, the public comment that we just addressed, that was for this item regarding, but we have none.
Okay. Director Creeder, give a short update on this item.
And I'm going to turn over to Kevin and Renee in a minute, but I just wanted to introduce the item really quickly. I think you're all very aware of this project, but it's been a really amazing opportunity that we've had to work on the golf course project, which is a subcomponent of the 5760 project that we're doing, which is our first major highway project. So this was to kind of realign 9.13 acres of the golf course. It's been a long project that we started in September 2021. And one of the outstanding issues was that substantial work was completed in November. But there obviously, as a main component of the project, was reseeding and redesigning the golf course. We had some discussions with LA County Parks and Rec about not wanting to destroy the wonderful work that Renee oversaw to make sure, and I learned more about golf and grass than I ever thought I would know and how it works. And thank you that we have an expert on golf on our team. But essentially we just, although the work is completed, there was, discussions with us in Parks and Rec that we don't want to open the project and then just destroy all the work that we did and have the grass basically be ruined by people playing on it too soon. So we worked with Parks and Rec on that and we came to an agreement. They're going to open hopefully in March. We would split the difference on the cost for the maintenance and the lost revenue. And this is fully covered. I think the two important things I want to make sure that were covered in this presentation is that this is within budget. This is fully reimbursed through our agreement with Pixar to do the project. So that's great. And secondly, I just think this is a great great example of partnership between the COG staff and County Parks and Rec. I want to highlight Ricky, our Director of Government Relations, Dave DeBerry, and Renee and Kevin for all of their work in overseeing this project and then negotiating what we think is a really fair and common sense agreement with Parks and Rec on the cost. So I just wanted to say that and thank them for their really hard work because I knew they wouldn't say how hard they worked on this. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin and Renee to just show everything. And later on, when we go to the director's report, we have some incredible photos of everything that they've done. This is our first vertical construction project, so you'll see the maintenance building later on. But with that, Kevin and Renee.
We do have a presentation.
Thank you, Kevin and Marissa. Next slide. So let's take it back to why we're doing this golf course. So this project became necessary because 9.13 acres of the existing golf course are now going towards the freeway project. So rather than take out a couple of area of the golf course, the whole golf course needed to be renovated. So construction on this started in September 1st of 2021. And the work that was going to encompass this project was reconfiguration of 18 holes, a new maintenance building, and utility relocations. Next slide. So due to the closure of the golf course, in order for us to do this work, we came to agreement with the county to cover their loss of income during the closure. The original agreement covered what we thought was the original completion of the golf course of February of 2023. And that agreement covered, calculated the loss of income at $216,000 per month. In that picture, it's an excellent photo. You can see how the sod is being laid down. Approximately 50 acres of sod was placed with this golf project. Next slide. So as of November 30th, 2023, the project has reached substantial completion. We reached an amended settlement, amendment number 1 with the county to transfer maintenance of the golf course to the county. We do acknowledge that there is some punch list item work and we are working to address those items. After the good thing, it rained last week, so we're able to see how rain does affect the golf course. So we're working with the contractor and addressing those punch list items as soon as possible. Even though the county will presume maintenance of the golf course, we are still committed to addressing all those punch list item work. We have to come back and remove a generator that's currently powering one of the pump stations that the county upgraded. So this settlement, this agreement number 2, extends the agreement from February to January 14th of this year, and it covers 10.5 months of loss of income. $216,000 a month, it comes to a total of $2.2 million. And in that photo, staff did take a tour of the new maintenance facility. It's a pretty big maintenance facility. The old one was maybe 1,500 square feet. This one's around 5,000 square feet. So it's great to see all the work that's been put into this project, and I can answer any questions relating to this item.
So, Mr. Chair, I think they answered my question, so I'm satisfied. If we're gonna deal with the punch list of items, then this is great. I'm happy that everything worked out, and I know the county is very satisfied. And Parks and Recs, thank you.
That satisfies your request and the concerns of Parks and Rec. I think warranty is a warranty, so we'll stand by it.
Okay, thank you.
July, anything else to add? Yep. Okay. Any other questions for this item? We need a motion.
I'll move it. So
Motion by Sleece, second by Shevlin. Joanna, can you please conduct a roll call?
Yes. Chair Hepburn,
Yes.
Vice Chair Reese,
Yes.
Member Shevlin,
Yes.
Member Lowe,
Yes.
Member Dang,
Yes.
Member Jimenez,
Yes.
Member Sandoval,
Yes.
Member Solis.
yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Thank you, Joanna. Are there any public comment requests on any of the update items?
We did not receive any written public comments. Please allow me a moment to see if there are any raised hands online. Seeing none, we may proceed.
I just want to state that staff did an amazing job. I mean, I didn't realize it was 2021 September. I guess I'm getting old, but it seemed like it was a day. I drove by that almost consecutively for days on end for I guess a couple of years, and didn't realize, but how fast. It seems slow at first, but man, once that project gets going, and what an improvement. What an improvement, not only just once the 5760 confluence happens, the look from the freeway for Diamond Bar and that green belt that it is, it's really amazing. So congratulations to staff. Another one under our belt, you know, soon we'll be building aquariums and things like that, which is great, you know? With that, Director Lai, can you give an update on his director report and your verbal presentation, sir?
Sure. Thank you. Chair Hepburn, Vice Chair Rees, and members of the committee. The Director of Capital Projects monthly report provides an update on key programs, community outreach, and also environmental mitigation monitoring. So that's attached in the agenda. The one thing that I would like to highlight is actually on the Fullerton grade separation project, and we've been working very diligently and closely with the contractor and various UP railroad departments to maintain the critical path activity of trying to get the UP crew out here to construct the mainline track. UP forces are on schedule so far for the delivery of the material. And we are accelerating the work as needed, whether it's double shifting or doing overtime on the weekend to stay on this critical path activity to overcome the field as well as weather issues that we've been experiencing. But our senior project manager, Marty, will provide a little bit more information in his verbal report. This report is to be received and filed.
Very good. Thank you.
And with that, we'll go ahead and move into the verbal updates.
Okay, so Diamond Bar Golf Course project, next slide. So we're just gonna take back some old photos of what it looked like before and what it looks like now. This was earlier in the year after all the rain was dry and all the birds finished their mating season. So that's it's a lot of dirt. And next slide. That's what it looks like now today. So those greens have around 4 months of growing. You get a pretty good view of the maintenance facility and the mountains over there with covered in snow. Next slide. That maintenance building, not too long ago, that was just a foundation. We were working on utilities. We had some steep utilities we were able to address and fix. Next slide. That's the new maintenance facility. It's complete. I think we're just waiting on the fire alarm and internet. Other than that, it's pretty much complete. And last slide. During the closure of the golf course, we were able to work with the county on improving some of the areas. That old pedestrian bridge was removed and a new one was put in. So with that, I just wanted to highlight the working relationship with the CM, Answer, and the contractor Griffith. This is our third project with Griffith, and no claims, on budget, and it's a good working relationship with the contractor. So we're all pretty happy with that.
So pretty, it looks like a screensaver is what I told him when he showed up.
It's good for a wedding, yeah. Yeah, that concludes for the presentation on the golf course. I can answer any questions in terms of the progress.
It looks beautiful.
That's beautiful job. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that with such a clean record. And not that, Supervisor Solis, on budget. We need more of those, don't we? We're going into some tough times here. We need on budget and maybe under budget, huh? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah. Next slide. So now the 5760 Confluence project. Okay. So what you see there is the Golden Springs Drive bridge widening. Right now, there's 3 lanes coming in from the 57 that connect to the confluence. What we're doing is we're adding a bridge girder there, which is going to widen that area. So what we've done is we've poured the footing and now we're working on the walls and the columns. Next slide. That's the new grand on and off ramp. What we're doing right now is we're waiting 180 days for that dirt to push the soil down. It's going to settle around 7 inches. Once we do that, those white K-rail blocks will be excavated and we're going to be building the prefab retaining wall. Next slide. That's the eastern side. That's another one of the sound walls that's going to go adjacent to the golf course on the west. That is retaining wall 280. Same thing in that. We are waiting for the settlement. Due to the soil conditions, we have to pile all the dirt, poke holes through it in straws, and the soil pushes the water out and it settles it. So once we do that, we can start building the walls. So sometime in March or February, you're going to see a lot of retaining walls being erected. That's it for the 5760. I can take any questions.
Great job. Keep moving along. Every day I go by there, it's moving along. It's great.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is a progress report for the Fulton Road Grade Separation Project. Next slide, please. Hey, I think at the last report, I think I had a visual of this. I should have put up the before and after, but all we had was a hole in the ground and some columns. Over the last 60 days, we've made tremendous progress. This is the actual UP Railroad Bridge. The decking has gone on, the steel and the erection, and that's the bridge that will then be, that's elevated the UPRR railroad tracks to go over the Fulton Road, which will go underneath. As our director of projects, Kevin Lai, referred to, our schedule is to hand this portion of the project off to the UP Railroad on January 23rd. Well, at that point in time, they will then start constructing the new railroad tracks over this bridge. Next, please. This is kind of a view looking along the railroad tracks. This is looking to the west. The scope of the project is fairly significant. It goes from about a quarter mile west of Fullerton Road, which you kind of see there, almost all the way to Nogales, where we've had to raise the track. And we've done this by putting retaining walls that you see, you kind of see on the left. We call that a T-wall. So we're backfilling. Here you see that they're backfilling behind the retaining walls to raise the elevation of the track, to raise the grade. We've raised the grade almost from a quarter mile west of Fullerton all the way to Nogales to elevate the tracks. Next, please. Once again, here's a picture of the steel erection, the bolting, and the welding of the bridge. And like I said, all that work should be completed by January 23rd. On that date, we will hand it off to UP Railroad, where they'll come in and start construction of two railroad lines, two main lines. Next, please. Once again, here's kind of just an overview of the project, looking at it. From this picture, you can kind of see some of the private properties that have been impacted. We have Puente Plaza over to kind of the top of the picture, Lee and Row to the bottom right. And we've completed all the mitigation work for those properties. We've made them whole, and our outreach group has done a great job of meeting with the property owners for ensuring that one, we've mitigated the business impacts, and two, we've mitigated the property impacts. And at this point in time, we have no claims, and everybody seems satisfied with the mitigation work that we've done to make the private properties whole again. Next, please. And that concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Vice Chair or our members, any questions for staff?
No.
I just want to say, we've had issues with UPR before. Now we're pretty much on track.
Yes.
Because we don't want to slip on that item there, because that's all they need is something to come back at us for. So you're pretty assured that
we have bi-weekly coordination meetings with UP, their local staff, their staff back in Omaha. And at this point in time, I feel fairly confident that we coordinated all the work on there, the handoff, and how, more importantly, how our contractor and UP will then work together, or at least try to stay out of each other's way during the point in time when UP is constructing the main line and our contractor then is doing other work around the periphery of the project.
So the communication between UPR is good with you guys. I mean, it seems to be you guys are communicating better now. They're actually good on their dates and they're not holding us up any longer. I guess I'm being delicate.
I think at this point in time, I think everything is in place for the handoff on January 23rd.
Good to hear. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. It's all yours.
Afternoon, Chair and members of the Cpcc. This is the progress report for Montebello Boulevard Grade Separation Project. Next slide, please. So this is a view of the project site looking north. what we have done over the past couple of months is the contractor has started demolition of the Sgvcog acquired properties. This is the former Astro Plumbing site. This was acquired by the COG and is being demolished to make way for the realignment of the Montebello Boulevard roadway. Next slide, please. This is the former Shell gas station property at the corner of Olympic and Montebello Boulevard. This was also acquired by Sgvcog and was demolished. The former gas station property was demolished. And what you see here is the contractors' trailers and the agency's trailers being mobilized on the site and the site being prepared for the use of this lot. What we're doing right now is getting utilities lined up for the trailers, and we expect the trailers to be operational by next Monday. Next slide, please. This is a view of the intersection of Montebello Boulevard and Union Pacific, looking northbound with a freight train coming through. To the left of the intersection is the former, it's a former exterminator site business being demolished also. Again, that is to make way for the realignment. There are some properties over to on the left bottom corner that cannot be demolished yet because the business owner is still on site and waiting for his replacement property, which is a little bit further south, to be ready for move-in. And when he's able to relocate to his new property, then we can demolish those remaining buildings. Next slide, please. And this is just one of the many potholing operations going on right now around the project site. We are working on some utility relocations. SoCal Gas is getting ready to work on their relocations. The fiber optics company is just about done with their relocations. And we're also working on finalizing the undergrounding project design plans for SoCal Edison. And I believe that concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, I just have a couple of questions.
Supervisor Lees, help yourself.
Yeah, I was wondering, we had heard from the new city manager there. I think they had some concerns that were expressed regarding, I guess the construction work has already started without having a public meeting. And is there any plans to do that? Are we working with the city manager?
Yes, Supervisor Solis. We also had a meeting with the new city manager and their interim public works director. We let them know that we are not ready to hold those that open house yet. The reason for that is that we are working on finalizing the alternate detours that we're now needing to establish for this project. We are in communication with LA County Public Works, the City of Commerce, and tomorrow I'll be meeting with the City of Pico Rivera. The reason that I'm meeting with these agencies is to ask for their approval to use Garfield Avenue and Rosemead Boulevard as alternate detours for the project. The reason why we need alternate detours is we experienced delays with Union Pacific in getting approvals for the at-grade designs. Those at-grade designs were supposed to be used as the project detours, but because of delays from Union Pacific, we are not able to get those original detours up and running, and therefore we need to ask LA County Public Works, City of Commerce, and City of Pico Rivera to help us out and allow us to use their streets as alternate detours. And that will hopefully help us keep on schedule with the underpass, with the main work on the underpass. So we know that when we meet with the city, when we meet with the public, when we meet with the residents of Montebello, they're gonna want to know, when are you closing down Montebello Boulevard, and where are the detours going to be, and when are those detours gonna be up and operational? And I didn't think it would be prudent to have that meeting, to have that open house, when I don't have that information yet. So I was hoping to have the alternate detours squared away first before we had that meeting, before we had that open house for the community.
No, I understand, and if our office can be helpful with Public Works and with the other cities, we'd be happy to do that, because I do believe on a broader scale, we may have to even reach out to the other cities, right? They may want to know, well, now we're experiencing this congestion. So there, it's all wrapped. I mean, it's all intertwined. So if we can be helpful, that would be important. I also had some issues, or just not issues, but brought to my attention about parking. Where are we going with parking? Since we're taking away parking with this project, the people that live adjacent, I think, to the project have had concerns about lack of parking that's going to be available. And I know we're going to be working on that. So is there any way to help expedite or continue to push that forward so that those residents you know, their concerns are being addressed?
Yes, as you know, the loss of street parking has been an issue for this project since the beginning. So part of the approved project plans is that Sgvcog acquired a property which is on the west side of Montebello Boulevard. That property will be turned into a public parking lot. That was the mitigation for the loss of street parking. Again, that's according to the approved project plans. We continue to hear those complaints and concerns from the public. As of now, our mitigation is that public parking lot on the west side of Montebello Boulevard.
Right, but the time frame, I'm just concerned if we can help expedite that sooner in some manner. That way we can try to mitigate some of those concerns, because as it is, there's going to be a lot of, I think, moving parts here. And is that happening concurrently, or is that scheduled after? You know, so if I can get clarity on that, that could be helpful.
We can look at the project schedule to see if that public parking lot can be moved up in the schedule, so that we can provide that parking lot to the public sooner rather than later. We can certainly look into that and provide a report back to your staff, Supervisor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Just a trailer on that. Is that public parking part of the building that needs to be demolished that you're talking about?
Yes, there is a multi-family building on it right now that will be demolished and eventually turned into a parking lot that I believe, if memory serves me correctly, provides 11 parking spots, I believe.
But is that the building that's still holding to wait for the replacement location, or is this another location?
I'm sorry, no, I misunderstood your question. No, it's they're two different properties.
Are they vacant now, the other properties, for the 11 parking spaces?
The building for the parking lot is vacant.
It is vacant.
Yes.
So it could be pushed up in the schedule for.
Yes, yeah, so I'll talk to my CM team, and they can talk to the contractor and see what can be done to move that up in the schedule. We've had a good relationship with the contractor so far, knock on wood. This is OHLA, who also built Fairway for us, and who will be building a Turnbull. So we've had a good relationship with them so far, and we'll see how we can work that out.
Sounds like Union Pacific has kind of pulled the rug out from under us again on the issue with the alternate locations for the traffic. That seems to be making it very difficult. Now we have to engage multiple communities.
In surrounding cities. I mean, just we're so close to, we're right, Pico Rivera and Commerce, right? I'm like.
Oh, you're here.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is a sandwich, and I physically, my house is probably 800 feet from where the train goes. So right now that intersection, so Supervisor Solis, so the issue with parking in the south side, which is where I live, I literally live south of the tracks. The parking situation is just, has always been. So yes, it's horrific. So I live, I have people that live probably a block or two away from where the train goes by, and they will park in front of my house. I don't mind because I have one vehicle and my front lawn is huge, so I fit 3 cars easily, but I know that these people live 3 blocks away from me. I don't think that necessarily this project is going to cause that much more of a problem with as far as parking, because the street parking there is really on Greenwood. Montebello Boulevard, Greenwood. And most of those places are apartments where, you know, it's 3-4 vehicles, and we already have that problem. I think the bigger issue is going to be, and I know this personally, Supervisor, because I talk to the residents. We're all very close. We're all in that. We're the sandwich meat, right? So I think what we are going to have to do, and thank you for clarifying that concern and the issue with making sure that we have all the pieces in place before we present this to the community, because we try our best to do outreach, whether it's town halls, via online, or sending out information. Sometimes we only have the same 5 people show up and they don't live in the area. Right, so it's a lot of the folks that make all the noise and every other side, but I am, and maybe it's part of one, not that it's gonna affect everyone that goes and takes that pathway to wherever, but the parking situation, I don't think is something that is going to be fixed with having a parking lot for 10, 11 cars, because that's just a problem that we have in the south side. But as far as making sure that we know when the detours are starting, where they're going, like that is super important, just for everyone, our neighbors, Pico Rivera, Commerce, even Bell Gardens, Rosemead, like everyone uses that little space. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for all this. It's really nice to finally see some activity where the Shell station was, and even the people that live in those townhomes in that area, they're just happy to see that it looks cleaner. It's clearing that area up. But yes, please keep us posted on, you know, once everything is ready for the town hall.
So I think the most important thing, obviously the parking to kind of mitigate an issue, but more the fact with now that Union Pacific has kind of thrown a nut in the works to make sure that, like you say, outreach, because it's hard when communities get impacted like this, small communities and the feeder communities that feed into each other, like most of us do. It's tough, but I know we do a fantastic job. It's just that I think that UPRR kind of did a number on you guys again. So you're going to have to outreach with the other communities. Sure.
So one of the things that we'll be looking out for in this quarter is to see if Union Pacific, working with us, if they're able to stick to their schedule of doing their signal design and getting the CNM agreement ready for the at-grade crossings, because that will determine how long we need to use the alternate detours for. So we understand that you know, we're needing to approach jurisdictions that wouldn't normally be approached for this project, but we're hoping to minimize the request from LA County Public Works, from Commerce, and from Pico Rivera to use their streets as detours. And but unfortunately, that really is going to depend on how well we're able to keep Union Pacific to their schedule for the signal design and for the CNM agreement. So
that's a tough one. Well, I think as Supervisor Solis said, reach out. They're going to be a big help in that too. But and let us know as a body if Union Pacific's an issue again. We've had that before, and you know, if we have to rally the troops again to assist with that, we will, because this is an amazing project and it took a lot to put this on and to finally come to fruition. And we're all very excited, but I know the communities are, and it's going to be a much safer place. So, but we also want to make it easier for you guys to be able to do your job and not have cost overruns because of an entity that's dragging their feet. So if we could do that, just report back to us and let us know what's going on. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You. That it, Director? Thanks. Yep. I guess it comes to me now. Well, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Just looking forward to a busy year ahead. And eager to see the reopening of the Dimar Golf Course, which is incredible, in the next coming months. And we're breaking ground on the final 2 grade separations of the ACE program, the Montebello Corridor and the Turnbull Canyon Road projects later this year. So we will move forward. Do we have any announcements or member comments? Everybody's hungry. They want to go to lunch. Okay. With that, our next meeting, the Cpcc meeting will be on February 5th. I want to thank everyone for attending and Happy New Year again. We are going to adjourn this meeting at 11:45 p.m. Thank you all for coming.
Happy New Year. Okay.
Happy New Year. That's right.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Esmeralda.
So I just did a copy of,